Thinking of getting a cake shop? Wait, before you do that, there are some things that I would like to let you know that you need to put into consideration before you get a cake shop. Now, if it's something you're interested in, you definitely want to keep on watching. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Oluchi Imoh, and I share cake business tips. I am a cake artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. And on this channel, I share cake business tips that would help you grow your cake business. I do talks on personal development, story time, and I do vlogs as well. And you're welcome. Please, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, you want to consider subscribing and also give this video a thumbs up. I want you to smash the like button and then share with as many people, bakers, and your friends, colleagues that you know. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. You're welcome back. Now, this is something I decided to talk about because I know that a lot of people think are at that point where they need to get a space for their business, where they need to move out of their house or where they need to change location. Like, you're just thinking of getting a cake shop. You're thinking of getting a store, a walk-in store, and you're thinking of like what you need to know. You're asking yourself questions and you're not getting these answers. You're just thinking about those questions that you don't have answers to. Now let's look at some of the things that you should take into consideration. But before that, let me share my cake story. I started my business from the house, from my kitchen, like most of us started. I started from my kitchen, and then my husband told me I could make use of the living room. I think we moved houses. Yes, we moved to another place, and then I was still using the kitchen, then working from there, but the space wasn't just enough for me. And because I was a young and new baker then, I would work and then everywhere would be full, cluttered, scattered at the end of the day. But it showed that more orders were coming in and I needed more space to be able to do my work. So my husband gave me the opportunity. He allowed me to use the living room and told me I could even host my classes there, because at that point I was thinking of hosting a class, but I was just in my mind, I knew that I had no space. How would I host this class here? People were making inquiries. They wanted to come and learn. So I was just thinking of where I could use. I did not have a shop there. I did not have a studio. I didn't have anything. It was just my living room. And so that was where I moved. We considered a table, my work table that I use presently. Yes, I made it like 5-6 years ago. So I made that table and then put it in my living room. And that was how I used to work. And I made some high chairs then, what we refer to as stools in Nigeria. And that was what I was using for the meantime, working until I saw a space. And I was really excited. We were driving past this place one day, and then I saw that space. My husband and I saw the space, and we were like, who owns this place? It would be a nice place and all that. It was a very new complex. It was still being built. People had not moved in. The shops were it was still under construction. Let me just put it that way. And that was how I made inquiries. I was able to get a space there that I use for my business till date. Now, these are the things that I want you to consider. In my video about struggles of a Nigerian baker, I mentioned this first point that we're talking about: light. Light is very, very important, because it's the first thing that you like. It's something that it's of great importance, because if you do not have a good source of light supply, if you do not have source of power, you do not have constant electricity in that place where you are, you're going to be spending a lot on fueling your gen, doing things by yourself, depending on your location. Now I'm talking based on my own location here in Nigeria. So you want to consider getting a source of light. I know that abroad this is not a problem. I don't think this should be an issue. I don't think this is a problem at all, or a challenge. But peculiar to the Nigerian scenario is this issue of light. So you need to shine your eye. You need to look well. Make sure that there is light in the place, a source of power to give you light to do your cake business, so that even if you're buying for, you're not spending so much on that, because it's just going to be leaving a big hole in your pocket. So please consider light. The next thing I'll be talking about is the road network. How accessible is the place? Are you hidden somewhere inside, and then you expect that your customers will have to go here, turn, go here, turn, go to the left, right, drive to the center, turn the roundabout, then you go straight? It should be accessible to some extent, especially if you are doing or operating a kind of cake business where you would have customers coming to pick up their cakes, or a walk-in store where you sell cakes off the shelf. The place should be accessible so that it's easy for them to come in, pick up their cakes, and then go out. And it's easy for them to also drive. The road network is also important, that they can easily drive, not when the rain comes, everywhere is flooded and they cannot access your place. Get a good place where the road network is good and where it's easily accessible, where people can see you, where it's open, and then you have no issues with people locating the place or finding the place. All right, please, this is important. You need to put it into consideration. Another point I'll be quickly talking about is the type of cake business you want to run. So you need to think about the type of cake business you want to run. Is it just a space for you to do your baking and your decorating like I have? I have a studio space. I don't sell cakes off the shelf. It's just for me to bake and decorate my cakes with my staff working and everything. I don't do cakes where you would come in and you will find a cake readily available for pickup. So you need to put this into consideration. This will also determine the size of the place. So what is the nature of the cake business you want to run? Are you doing cakes and cakes strictly alone, or are you looking to host classes in the long run so that you, as such that you will need space for the people to stay when they come in? For my own, I first took a space, but then I realized that after thinking of where I'll put this, put the oven, put this, put that, everything, I realized that space was going to be small. So I got an additional place. I got the next shop or the next store close to it, and so I have like a joint place. They were able to free the middle, free the partition, and I have reasonable space to some extent, although I would say now I've even outgrown the place. So you need to think of that for a start. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be doing your cakes as well, and then you will have cake tools, cake items for sale? You need to consider your display as well. How are you going to be displaying the goods? How are you going to be displaying the tools? How are you going to be displaying the pans or whatever you need to sell? Even your cakes, you need a space for your chiller, you need a space for your fridge. You need to think about the kind of cake business you want to run, and then the tools, the equipment, the machinery, the things that you'll be needing to put in that space. You need to have a mental picture of where it's going to stay, in what place. Like, this is very, very key and very, very important. So the cake business you want to, kind of cake business you want to run will determine the space you should get. So if it's somewhere that you're just starting out, you know it's just cakes and cakes just for you to decorate, you don't need so much of a big space to start with, considering the rent and considering how much you have to pay. You know you need to you'll be working with a budget. So it's not bad if you have the funds and you decide to get a big place. But remember, as you're getting the big place, the rent will be big, the service charge will be big, the utility bills will be big, because the bigger the place, the more lights you have to use, the more equipment you're going to bring in and everything. So put this into consideration very well and think about it before making a choice as to the size of the space that you're going to get. One more thing I'll be talking about is the security of the place. You need to put this into consideration. It's very important. Very, very important, so that your tools are safe, your things are safe. I know of a place where at some point last year, people were breaking into that space. People were breaking into where you have shops to go and take food items, groceries. They were going through the roof to actually steal things. And people were just finding out that things were getting missing. Packs of these were getting missing. Food items were getting missing. And that's something you really, really want to put into consideration. Now, all these things vary according to your location. I'm talking about Nigeria in particular. So you want to consider all these things. You might need to do an extra burglary proof. You might need to put some checks in place. Are there security guards there that can watch the place at night? Are there people that, like, what are the security measures being put in place for you to safeguard your property? Now, if it's a place where you sell cake tools, are there CCTV cameras installed, like where you have walkways, you have shelves, and then the person that is sitting at the front desk might not be able to see everywhere? Do you have other staff that can monitor or check, even assist, or what would you like to buy, or that can keep an eye? Do you have a camera installed that you can use to watch people as they're moving? Have a CCTV camera installed so that your goods are not getting missing. People are not just pilfering, taking things, stealing things from you, and you don't even know where they're going to. People coming under the guise of wanting to buy, and then they steal your phone, coming with under the guise of wanting to buy, and then they take your things, and you don't even know what is happening. Or like there's a break-in, people just break through, and then come into the place. These are some of the things that you should put into consideration. And there are a lot more things that I can talk about, but let me allow you take this one, think about it, digest it. Also, your pockets. That's one thing I should not forget. I mentioned it in passing, but remember, like I said earlier, you were working with a budget. So what can you afford to pay for a space now based on the financial status or state of your business? How much can you afford to be paying for rent? If you're going for a place of such a high amount, 6 figures, are you able to pay the rent? Is your business able to pay the rent from your selling cakes alone, or cakes and pastries, or other things that you'll be selling, or other services that you'll be rendering? Would you be able to pay your rent? This is very, very important and should not be overlooked. Please try to think about these things. Get a book, write down, answer some of these questions that I've asked, talk about, put down your thoughts. Get down a book and put down your thoughts, and this will serve as a great guide as to the things you need to consider when you're getting a cake shop, store, studio, or the space that you're using to do your work and run your cake business. I hope that this video has been of great help. Please let me know in the comments, and if you also have any questions, let me know as well. You can ask in the comments. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, don't leave without subscribing. Please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I want you to smash the like button, give it a huge thumbs up, and share with those in your cake communities and your cake groups. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.